Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel.
This is a sample video of our latest podcast episode, which is a review of the new Netflix documentary, David Attenborough, A Life on Our Planet.
It was an extraordinary documentary and this is an extraordinary podcast, isn't it, Luca?
It's a pretty good review and that's not a bad impersonation too, I like it. So the film, among other things, was majestically marvellous and monumentally misleading in parts.
My goodness, we had mixed emotions about this, we had so much to say, and this episode, this review, was highly requested by our viewers and listeners, so we hope you enjoy watching this.
If you'd like to listen to the full podcast episode, you can join us on Patreon, which is linked in the description below this video.
Enjoy this episode and we will see you in the next video.
Thanks for watching, everyone.
See ya.
Bye.
I just want to start off by saying that this man has lived the most incredible life, hasn't he?
He has. I'm very envious of his life.
Yeah.
He's seen so much of the world, and in particular of the wild, and he's had so much interaction with animals that we could only ever dream of seeing in real life.
Exactly. I was going to say, you know, the expression 1 in a million. Well, he's actually one in many billions of people who have had the experiences that he has on this planet, and especially at the time that he did, because as we're going to discuss, things are so devastated at the moment in the wild, but he saw it before obviously it got to the point where it is now.
Yes, and I was thinking in a podcast episode we recorded recently, if not 2 podcasts ago, with Captain Peter Hammerstedt from Sea Shepherd, you mentioned that he'd have to be one of the most interesting people at a dinner party. Yes. Same thing with David Attenborough. Well,
don't we just have a wonderful podcast show, Luke, where we've got all these interesting topics and people that we're talking about. It's like your very own private, who would you want to invite to dinner on that Vegan Couples podcast?
I'd love to have David on the show, but
it would be something, wouldn't it?
The least we can do is review the film.
Exactly. So I loved it and I hated it at the same time.
I agree. Yeah, that's exactly how I felt.
Yeah. So the blurb for the film said, he's going to offer a vision for the future. And you're on a higher like,
oh, must be vegan then. Yeah.
What other future would you want?
Exactly.
Now, does he get
particularly there? Given the overwhelming science that's come out in the last decade?
Yeah, of course.
That's even from institutions like the United Nations. That's the message.
Yeah.
So surely that would be the message of the film. Well, that's what we thought.
You'd think so, wouldn't you? Anyway, the opening of the film I thought was absolutely fantastically crafted. They went back to the side of...
So that's the section on rainforests, and then he moves on to oceans. Now, at this point, we're like, what? You didn't address animal agriculture at all?
Yeah.
And yet, according to the facts page at cowspiracy.com, which is the website that supports the film Cowspiracy, The Sustainability Secret, which no doubt many of our listeners will be familiar with from back in 2014, and that facts page has accompanying scientific sources. The leading causes of rainforest destruction are livestock and feed crops.
Yeah.
So he did not speak about the leading causes, according to science, being animal agriculture, and focus solely and put the blame solely on palm oil production.
Palm oil is a scapegoat.
Yeah, so
it has been used as a scapegoat by many industries, many people, including this film and obviously David.
So this is why we said at the beginning, this is one of the monumentally misleading parts of the film, the biggest, I think.
Because people walk away and go, oh, I just won't buy anything with palm oil in it, no problem.
That's it. Rainforest destruction taken care of. No, not true. So some of the sources or references and facts on the Cowspiracy website: 26 million rainforest acres, or 10.8 million hectares, have been cleared for palm oil production. Now, obviously, these figures were from probably back when the film was made in 2014, but the point is the next one that relates to animal agriculture is for that same period of time.
So it's all relative.
We can compare the two. It's relative. Obviously, the numbers would likely have increased 6 years on in 2020.
Exactly.
136 million rainforest acres cleared for animal agriculture.
So 26 million for palm oil?
Yep.
136 million for animal agriculture.
Now, it's not to say that the palm oil production clearing of the rainforest is not a crime. It is, as we just spoke about. But based on the facts referenced on cowspiracy.com, more than 5 times the area of rainforest has been cleared for animal agriculture than for palm oil production. Therefore, to address palm oil production but not mention animal agriculture at all in the context of rainforest destruction is beyond misleading.
It is, and it's dangerous. It's dangerous because when people hear this message, like I said, and they think, I just won't buy anything with palm oil, but I'll continue eating meat, dairy and eggs.
The leading causes of rainforest destruction.
It gives them this false sense of security, this false sense of I'm doing my part and I don't need to change anything else. I don't need to take animals off my plate. I just need to take palm oil off my plate and off the products that I use in my home.
And that is precisely what I was getting at earlier on in the podcast when it sounded like